Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this beautiful pick a card reading. I'm super excited to have you here. I'm super excited to do this reading for you. My name is Kelsey, and today we are back with this pick a card reading that's all about what your soul needs right now. So my intentions for this pick a card was healing. So, what does our soul need in regards to our healing journey right now? Okay, so here we have pile number 1 and pile number 2. And I will have the timestamps to the beginning of each reading in the description box below, as well as in the pinned comment. So go ahead, take your time, really feel out which one of these two piles is calling to you the most. Take a few deep breaths, really connect to your intuition, connect to your guides, and ask which one of these piles is holding the messages your soul needs to hear at this time. Okay, you guys, so go ahead, pause the video if you still need a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to group number 1. Hello, my beautiful group number 1. Those of you that chose card number 1 here, this reading is for you. And we are going to take a look at what your soul currently needs, okay? So we are actually going to start your reading off with some bibliomancy. So we are going to open a book to a random page, and we're going to read the passage on that page for you to open your reading, okay? And the book that I'm going to be using for this today is called Daring to Take Up Space by Daniel Cope. Cope. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but this is the book here for you guys, for anybody who is interested. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. The page here that we have for group number 1 is page number 71. So those numbers may be significant for you, but the passage here says, when you find yourself drowning in self-hate, you have to remind yourself that you weren't born feeling this way, that at some point in your journey, some person or experience sent you the message that there was something wrong with who you are, and you internalized those messages and took them as your truth. But that hate isn't yours to carry, and those judgments aren't about you. And in the same way that you learn to think badly of yourself, you can learn to think new, self-loving and accepting thoughts. You can learn to challenge those beliefs, take away their power, and reclaim your own. It won't be easy and it won't happen overnight, but it is possible. And it starts when you decide that there has to be more to life than this pain you feel. It starts when you decide that you deserve to discover it. Okay, I love that, group number 1. So I do definitely feel like for you guys, a big part of this message for your soul is about learning how to love yourself, learning how to accept yourself, learning how to embrace who you are at your core, your inner child, and to be that person regardless, to be that person unapologetically. Okay, I love that. So let's go ahead and get into your cards, group number 1, and see what else we have in regards to messages for your soul. So we're going to start here, and then I will shuffle the rest of the cards out as we go. I will move to tarot after this, and then we will pull a couple more oracle cards at the end, okay? So starting off for group number 1, we have the sword coming in here. And just the way this card, the imagery on this card is, it definitely feels like a separation. It definitely feels like, for group number 1 here, your guides are really wanting to talk about almost the way you compartmentalize yourself. I feel you only take the parts of yourself that other people accept, or that you believe other people will accept, or that other people will desire or be attracted to or want, or that isn't too much. And those are the parts of yourself that you show. Meanwhile, you kind of suppress the rest of yourself in the darkness. You don't allow people to see it. You push it down into your shadow. Okay, group number one. So there's definitely a message here about needing to really integrate your shadow and embrace the shadow aspects of yourself instead of hiding yourself away. Group number one, it's super important for your soul, for you, for your life, for your journey in this lifetime to really embrace who you are, to allow who you are to be seen. I definitely also feel for group number one that there's something here about eclipse season. Um, and I do believe that that is coming up here pretty soon, and I will post the dates on the screen here for you guys. But I do feel like that's going to be quite significant for you. There's definitely a message, group number one, to be mindful of cutting off your own energy because that energy isn't flowing where other people tell you it should. So I feel like there's something here where you have some sort of interest or some sort of attraction or some sort of desire or passion to do something that you've been taught you shouldn't do or that you shouldn't want or that you shouldn't chase after because it isn't sustainable or you're never going to make it or it isn't practical or you have to be born into that type of life or whatever it is that you've been taught as to why you shouldn't do this. I feel like there's a need to kind of really allow yourself to explore that part of yourself instead of cutting off that source of energy because that's what I feel here. That's how I'm feeling this for you guys. It's like when you dull yourself down, when you close parts of yourself off, when you deny yourself the things that you truly want to do or that truly light you up inside, you kind of cut off your own energy source. So you guys may have been moving through life feeling very depleted, feeling very drained, feeling very burnt out without even knowing really why. And the reason why is because the things in your life that are going to bring you that energy, that are going to fill you up, that are going to fill your cup, are the things that you're denying yourself of. Doing these things is an act of self love. It is important, group number one, okay? So let's go ahead and pull some tarot. Have the Three of Wands, the High Priestess, the Ten of Wands, and the Two of Wands. So group number one, what I'm immediately seeing here with the Three of Wands is that there is definitely a need to expand your horizons. There's a need to explore. There is a need to reignite your passions by going outside of your comfort zone. We also have the High Priestess here, which talks about trust, which talks about trusting your intuition, which talks about trusting these callings that you have to do these certain things, these callings that you have to travel, these callings that you have to move and to try new things and to do things that maybe aren't the norm or don't conform to society's idea of what a successful life is. There's a need to trust the calling, okay? We also have the Ten of Wands, and this is really telling me, group number one, that a lot of the times you keep yourself burdened down, you keep yourself overworked, overbooked, overstretched as a way to cope with not doing the things that you want or not living your life the way that you want to live your life. You have all of these reasons and all of these responsibilities and all of these tasks that you have to do because others are relying on you or because you have bills to pay, then it's easy to dismiss this calling. It's easy to dismiss this passion or this hobby or this dream that you have. I feel like that's kind of a coping mechanism for you. That's how you keep yourself from doing those things. That's how you keep those parts of yourself really buried inside of you, is by just stacking on the responsibility. And we also have the Two of Wands, group number one, and this is like this longing. This, the energy I'm getting from this card here is there's just this longing to go outside, this longing to explore, this longing to travel, this longing to move that is constantly tugging at your soul. And there's a true need to follow this tugging, a true need to follow this longing. Okay? Big message for you. Following these things again really tie into how you're able to love yourself and how you're able to accept yourself. Okay, group number one. So let's go ahead and pull some oracle messages for you. With this, we have balance with number 24, centered energy and self-care. Okay, group number one, there is a huge connection to your energy source, a huge connection to your self care, your self love. Like all of these things are tied into allowing yourself to do the things that you desire, allowing yourself to desire things, allowing yourself to indulge in things that bring you pleasure, even if others have told you they're childish or they're a waste of your time or they aren't worth it. They are worth it for your own well being, for your soul, for your emotional well being, for your mental health, for your energy levels. Okay. Not to mention, I feel like group number one, you guys may have a tendency to people please. You may have a tendency to overbook or overgive your energy out of this idea that you have to be doing something if you can't be doing what it is that you want to do. I hope that makes sense for you. So there's definitely a need for balance. There's definitely a need for you to call back some of your energy and to invest it into things that bring you joy, to invest it into your dreams, invest it into the things that you feel called to do. Okay, this doesn't even have to be something that turns into a major career or that brings you fame or fortune. It doesn't have to be like that. Um, in order for you to have it in your life. If you like singing, then allow yourself to sing. Go to karaoke, record a song. That doesn't mean you have to be number one on the billboard, okay? In order for you to do those things. Um, Interesting. Let's go ahead and pull you one final message, group number one, okay? One final message for group number one. We have end call, healer, seer, priestess, and soul purpose. You guys, a big part of your soul purpose is tied into allowing yourself to explore these callings, okay? Even if they don't turn into some massive business or career, or like I said, that doesn't matter. It's leading you towards what you're meant to be doing here. Um, Group number one, you guys may be asking yourself that lately. Like, what am I doing here? What am I meant to be doing? What is the purpose of this? And the purpose of this for you right now in this moment that you find yourself here is to explore life, to allow yourself to live life instead of cutting yourself off from the life that you desire and living this life that you're told you're supposed to want or you're supposed to live because that's what's better for you or that's what's more successful or that's what other people need from you. There's a need to live your life for you. That's a big message here, to begin aligning your life towards things that bring you joy, that bring you success, that bring you happiness and fulfillment instead of always focusing those energies outward, okay? So, this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful group number one. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated with you, if it brought you value, please hit that like button as it truly does help to support the channel. Comment down below. Let me know if you chose pile number one. Leave the little scales emoji to represent balance here. I thank you so incredibly much for joining me here and joining me on this journey. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number two. Those of you that chose pile number two here, this reading is for you, and we are looking at messages for your soul. What does your soul need? What does your soul need right now in this moment? What does your soul need to heal? What does your soul need to hear and heal? Um, so, group number two, we are going to start your reading off with a little bit of bibliomancy. I'm going to flip to a random page in this book here called Daring to Take Up Space. And here is the author. And we're going to start your reading by reading the message on the page that we flip to, and then we will get into your cards. Okay, group number two. So let's go ahead and get your page here. We have page number 35, and the message here says, you can choose the wrong job or partner or career and still find your way back to a path or person that makes your heart full. You can make a decision that takes you off course and results in missed connections and opportunities, and still create a life that honors your hopes and dreams. Maybe it honors them differently. Maybe it doesn't happen the way you originally wanted. Maybe it takes longer, or you have to struggle a little more to get there. But that doesn't mean everything will be ruined. No matter what you choose or where you go, you can find your way. You will find your way. There are endless paths and possibilities. There is more than one way for you to be happy and live a good life. Okay, group number two. So that's a very beautiful message. And something that's really coming in here with that message is that some of you guys may be in a current state in your life where it's like you feel like, what's the point now because this thing has ended, or because I missed that opportunity, or I wish I would have done things differently, is kind of what I'm hearing in my mind. Is I wish I would have done this different, or if I would have known that I would have done this. And there's something here about really living in kind of the past or wishing to have a do-over, and your soul really needs forward motion. Okay, so group number two, it may be a really good um, energy for you to tune into connecting to Aries energy or Mars energy and really learning how to move forward, even though maybe you don't have the closure that you wanted, or things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to, or you got misguided or fell off or lost your way, whatever it is. What I'm really hearing here is your soul needs movement. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your cards, group number two. I'm going to start here and then I'll shuffle the rest out as we go. Group number two, what does your soul need right now? We have the ring coming out here. So I do really feel like group number two, it's almost like you guys are stuck in this loop. You're stuck in this cycle. And your soul really needs to break free from that right now, okay? So I feel like you're being called to try something, even though there may be some sort of fear surrounding it, like I don't know how to do this, or I've never done it before, or what if I fail? What if I fall? What if it's a waste of my time? What if I don't even finish this? What if I can't commit? Spirit's saying do it anyway. Do it scared, okay? There's something about needing to really put yourself out there in order to break away from this cycle or this loop that maybe you have been stuck in. Okay, group number 2. There's also something here about commitment coming through. So, group number 2, some of you guys may have a hard time committing to something, or you may like overcommit to something. You may be keeping yourself in a space that no longer feels good, that you no longer want, a job that you don't like, a friend group that you don't vibe with anymore, an environment that doesn't serve you because you said you'd stay previously. So there's something here about that as well, group number 2. So I need to really evaluate where you are and whether or not it's serving you and whether or not you should be moving on. I feel like group number 2, you already know. You just aren't allowing yourself to, either because you wanted it to be something else or because you've committed yourself and you're refusing to maybe feel like you're breaking that commitment by doing what's best for you. But instead, you're like creating chaos within yourself. There's like self sacrifice energy here, but not, it doesn't feel like it's in a good way. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into your tarot group number 2 and go a little deeper into this message about what your soul needs right now. We have the Magician, the Hermit, and the Moon. The Magician, the Hermit, and the Moon. You guys have all 3 major arcana. So I feel like this is a pretty big kind of turning point in your life, group number 2. And really what you're being asked to do is to create a life that serves you internally, um, to step into the unknown, to trust what you haven't experienced yet, okay? Instead of only staying in this loop of what you already know or what's familiar or what you have experienced. Okay. So, with the Magician here, I'm also really picking up on this kind of galaxy energy down here. And we also have that here in the ring card that you guys have. There's definitely something here about creation and about having everything that you need. So there may be something here where it's like you're holding yourself back, telling yourself that, well, I can't do that because I don't have this, or I can't do that because I don't know how, or because I don't have the skills, or because I don't have the degree, or whatever it is. And Spirit's saying you can do that. Okay. We also have the Hermit here, and I feel like this really wants to let you know that it's okay to walk down a path by yourself. It's okay to move towards something, even if it's against the grain, even if you have to step away from a crowd, is kind of how I'm seeing this. You have to step away from a crowd in order to walk down this path. Some of you guys may really have a hard time with that because you may be feeling like you're abandoning people, or you may be feeling like you're breaking promises, or you may be feeling like you are even scared to be alone. for some of you guys, but your soul really needs you to take this journey for you, not for other people. This is about you and your purpose in your soul, group number two. This isn't about making sure that everybody else around you, lives up to their fullest potential. I feel like group number two, um, your guides are really wanting to bring attention to this idea that you see the potential in everybody, and you spend a lot of time trying to help others reach the potential that you see in them. And really this is like a reflection of what you need to do for yourself. Okay, we also have the moon here, which talks about transformation, which talks about turning into something that, like, turning into a new version of yourself that you've never met before, is what I'm seeing here. Stepping into the unknown, allowing yourself to dive in head first, allowing yourself to complete this kind of past version of yourself and be reborn, allowing yourself to bring closure and endings into your life, even if it doesn't happen the way you wanted it to. Really allowing yourself to release the past, really allowing yourself to let go. Trust is something that's super, super prominent here for the reading group number two, even though there may be some fear attached to it. Okay, it's never comfortable doing things that we don't know or that we aren't familiar with. It's never comfortable moving away from things that we are familiar with. It's never easy to end cycles, to break chains, to end relationships, to move forward without somebody. Sometimes, group number two, you guys may also be my souls here who really hold on to other people, waiting for them to catch up, waiting for them to be who you need them to be, waiting for them to heal so that you can move forward together. And Spirit is saying that you need to move forward no matter what. Okay, it's time to choose your healing. It's time to choose your path. It's time to choose your purpose and your potential. Okay, group number two. So let's go ahead and pull some oracle messages. So we have here the shamanic healer, and this is number 17. And this is cleansing and attunement. Group number two, I feel like this is really bringing forth this message that it's time to clear the pathways. It's time to clear obstacles. It's time to cut ties. It's time to set down all of these burdens and all of this baggage. It's time to give people back the burdens and the emotional baggage and the pain potentially that you've been carrying for them. It's time to really clear your energy, attune your energy to your own purpose, your own path, and align to that. Okay? I feel like you guys may be my healers, you may be my mystics. We have Pisces energy here, we have Virgo energy here. So it's almost like you're meant to bring the divine into this world in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like that starts with you. It starts with you bringing the divine into yourself and using that to create this new path of purpose for yourself. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Let's go ahead at group number two and pull you one final message. We have two cards that wanted to come out, so I'm going to take them both for you guys. Starting off here, we have stagnant waters, feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow and change. Yes, it is time for change. It's time to clear the waters. It's time to make way, to allow yourself to move forward and flow. We have birth mysteries. What are you being called to create? Yourself. Group number 2. Like I said, it's like birthing a whole new version of yourself. I love how these just perfectly lined up with what we were just talking about. Group number 2. It's time to create this new version of yourself instead of holding yourself back out of this idea that you have to help other people succeed. I feel like group number 2, you guys may have this tendency to really help lift other people up, really help them get back on their feet, help them succeed, help them achieve their dreams and their goals and their ambitions, and then they leave you behind. It's time for you to help yourself make these achievements, to follow your dreams, to follow your potential, to succeed, to lift yourself back up and get yourself on your feet, okay? It's time for you to do this for you instead of giving that away and then being left behind. Okay, group number 2, but this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful souls that chose this pile. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit that like button and leave a moon emoji in the comment section to let me know that you chose this pile. I thank you guys so incredibly much for joining me here and for allowing me to read for you, for being a part of this beautiful community. I am so incredibly grateful for you guys. Uh, but I'm going to leave this here for you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.